6 persons have been arrested this morning in connection with a shooting in the early hours of the morning on Monday, 16th of December 2024 at Eaton Drive, Andrews Farm. At that time, 3 gunshots were discharged through a rear bedroom window and a person inside was struck with 1 bullet to the leg. As a result of a quick response by police to the scene at the time, we were able to secure some evidence which included a firearm and other items that have assisted the investigators to come to the resolution of the arrest this morning. It was confirmed in the early stages of the investigation that the offenders had attended the wrong address and shot a person with no links to these people whatsoever. Arrested this morning were a 17-year-old from Salisbury, a 19-year-old from Andrews Farm, a 21-year-old from Munapara West, a 19-year-old from Davern Park, a 17-year-old from Munapara, and a 17-year-old from Smithfield Plains. All are male. All have been charged with 1 count of attempt murder and will appear in court today. During the searches undertaken today, a shotgun has also been located and seized. This was not believed to have been used in the shooting at Andrews Farm and is the subject of investigation that we'll have a look at to see if there's links to any other matters. Also today at Munapara West, a large quantity of MDMA tablets in the range of about 500 to 600 were located and have been seized, and the 21-year-old from that address will also be charged with traffic a commercial quantity of a controlled drug. Those arrested this morning are linked to the 051 street gang, and it's our understanding and what will be alleged that the intended target was from the KBS street gang.
Questions? So the motive here is believed to be gang warfare?
Well, there's certainly conflict between the groups. It's been well publicised previously that we've stated that there's conflict between the 051 group and the KBS gang. They'd obviously intended to target someone else, but they got the wrong address, and our focus has been relentless in relation to arresting those for any of the offences that they commit, and we'll continue to be relentless in that regards from our investigators at Operation Meld, who have this as a focus, and we'll continue to do that.
You say they got to the wrong address. Do you know who the intended target was?
Yes, we do. Yeah, and they've that was established early on in the investigation. You know, we've had some good engagement with them so that they're quite clear that they were the intended target. Generally, these people that mix in those circles are aware of the risks to themselves and their families as a result of their criminal activity that they engage in. And this is where it's important for all members of the community to understand that, and other family members and friends, is that, you know, with those people that do engage in this criminal conduct, then it creates a risk not only to themselves but their immediate family and friends, and in this case, an innocent person.
The person that was attacked, do they have any links to any street gangs whatsoever?
Who, sorry? The
person who actually was attacked?
The target? No, not at all. No, just lived nearby.
Will there be more attempts on trying to actually target their intended victim?
Well, over the years, as I said, Operation Mandr has been established since 2021. Since that time, you know, we've had over 40 quite significant investigations in relation to conflict and other criminal activity between the groups. Certainly in the last 12 months, there's been about 8 firearms that we've seized. There's been about 50 or 60 odd different types of weapons. So they do engage in criminal conduct. They do engage in acts of violence against each other. This is an example as to where they've got it drastically wrong, and it's right that they're being arrested and charged today with attempt murder, and they'll go to court in relation to that.
Which court are they going to?
It's my understanding it'd be the City Watch House. The Adelaide Magistrates Court.
And the youth court?
Yes, for the youths, yeah.
And the intended victim, are they now in police protection?
No.
So they're still at the address that they got wrong?
Not 100% certain of the exact address, but it's quite clear that they were an innocent target. The offenders understand that as well, that they got the wrong address.
Sorry, the intended victim.
The intended victim.
Yeah, so they're still at the same address that they were at, even though they got it wrong first time?
Yeah, they got the wrong address. They targeted the wrong address. They've got no links whatsoever. There's no conflict with that person whatsoever. They're not at any further harm or risk or anything like that. So, yeah.
You
How
say that
concerned are you with the escalation? And this is obviously very brazen compared to what they have done previously.
Well, there have been incidents in the past where they've demonstrated their willingness to use weapons, including firearms. There's been other matters where they've undertaken what would be referred to as drive-by shootings. So this is probably the first time where they've actually targeted the actual wrong address.
But to get so close to, obviously, to the target and to be so brazen as to shoot through a window, is that an escalation of violence that we haven't seen before?
No, it's really concerning, and you know, it'll obviously form part of the investigation and the material that will be alleged and provided through the court that will give probably a more clearer understanding as to the reasons as to why they actually mistook the address. There were some similarities between the two, so you can understand it, as opposed to anything that was completely random, which we have not seen.
You say that the attack was extensively planned. Can you give any more details as to that?
Yeah, look, it's a bit. That's material that will be provided through the court process. Obviously, to have 6 people charged with attempted murder indicates a reasonable level of planning and contact between all of those. You know, we understand a number of those people, you know, went to the address. You know, we understand more than one. There was 3 shots fired, so there were more than one person there. Yeah, but to have 6 people charged for attempted murder from one incident indicates a high degree of engagement and collaboration between those in the planning for it, and aftermath as well.
So police are alleging that there are at least 3 different guns then, if there are at least 3 different shots when you're alleging 3 different people.
Yeah, it's likely there were definitely 3 shots discharged. There were definitely 2 different calibres of firearm used. So there was one item seized in a vehicle nearby as a result of the quick response by police, which was fantastic, which has certainly assisted in the investigation.
So you've seized 1 gun so far.
There was 1 gun seized in the early hours of the morning by police.
But
Yeah.
do you think there was more that were used at the scene?
Yeah, that's our understanding. So, yeah.
But not the shotgun that you've seized?
Sorry,
But not the shotgun that you've seized?
No. But the shotgun Operation Meld investigators will have a look at that for other investigations that have been undertaken to see if it can be linked to other matters, and I'm confident that that may be the case. So.
How lucky is this innocent man who was shot in the leg?
Yeah, look, as I said, we know when you're firing a gun through, it's my understanding of some roller shutters, so you don't know what's on the other end. There could have been no one in there at all, or you could have had a number of people. So it's very fortunate that he only sustained a wound to his leg, which is terrible as it is. Any injury is terrible. You know, no one should have to put up with that. No one in the community should have to put up with that. We shouldn't tolerate these groups and criminal offenders in the slightest. We will be relentless in doing whatever we can to arrest them, put them before the courts. The community equally should be completely disgusted by their behaviour and do whatever they can to cooperate with us so that we can continue to put them before the courts so that we're all safe when we're at home in our bedrooms.
Just in terms of the other 2 that were charged, were they present on the night with the other 6?
Yeah, it's my understanding. I'll just have to clarify that. So, yeah.
So police has made 6 arrests in relation to this incident. Their intended target is still out there without police protection. Are you fearful that other gang members will try to target the same person that they weren't able to get the first time?
Yeah, look, often what we find with these people that are involved in these gangs, whether it's these street gangs or other outlaw motorcycle gangs, is they're well and truly aware of the risks to themselves. We can warn them as much as we can, and we can provide a range of different options to them. Generally, they don't take up any of those options, or and then it's up to them as to what they choose to do. So.
But what if there's another incident where there's another attack on the same person, but they fire at a different house?
Well, when these people engage in this type of criminality, and that's the life that they choose, then they're the risks that they have. We want to do whatever we can to minimise those risks, reduce those risks, and actually try to encourage them to not take part in this criminal activity because of the risk that it involves to themselves, either by being arrested or by being victims of violent crime.
Great, thanks everyone.
In terms of the firearms, were they imported or were they?
Yeah, I don't have any of those details. It's probably
Thank
too early
you.
to
Thank you.